Yo, what is going on, football fans, Cowboys Nation, and anyone who's been refreshing their feed nonstop? We've got a monster story that's tearing up the NFL internet right now, and I'm telling you, this could be the biggest shakeup in recent Dallas Cowboys history if it turns out to be true. I'm talking about a headline that reads like it came straight out of a football fantasy simulator or a Madden career mode save. Urgent. Just happened. Cowboys trade for star QB Shedeur Sanders. $300 million. Yeah, that's the headline blowing up, and whether it's reality, speculation, or flat out hype, we are going to break this thing down like it's game film, and I need y'all to stay locked in because the implications of this would change everything we know about the Cowboys' future. Now, first off, Shedeur Sanders, if you've been living under a rock, this is not just some hot college QB prospect. He's Deion Coach Prime Sanders' son, and he's been one of the most talked about young quarterbacks in years, right? You know, from lighting it up at Jackson State to taking the national spotlight by storm with Colorado, Shedeur has had the cameras on him 24/7, and not just because of who his dad is, but because the kid can play. Smart, mobile, accurate, compose, all the traits you want in a modern quarterback. He put up big numbers, showed resilience under pressure, and displayed the kind of leadership that coaches drool over. But here's where things get absolutely wild. The Dallas Cowboys, America's team, the franchise with the biggest spotlight, biggest expectations, biggest egos, are now being linked to a potential earth-shaking trade that would land them Shedeur Sanders and possibly unite him with his father, Deion, who many believe could be lining up to become the Cowboys' next head coach. Just think about that for a second. Like, the Sanders dynasty, front and center in Dallas, with Jerry Jones making one of the boldest moves in recent NFL memory. Now, the idea of Dallas trading for Shedeur isn't just some late-night Reddit theory. This has been simmering under the surface for months, with people questioning Dak Prescott's long-term future with the team, wondering how long Jerry Jones is willing to roll with a quarterback who hasn't delivered a deep playoff run in years despite an elite roster around him. And now that Deion's name is being floated as a potential NFL head coach candidate, maybe not this year, but soon. Like, you start connecting the dots. Deion is already on record saying he's had opportunities to coach in the NFL and turn them down. But what if the one offer he couldn't refuse comes from Dallas, from Jerry Jones, from the star on the helmet? We know Jerry loves a headline. Like, he loves being at the center of the story. And what better storyline than pairing primetime and his quarterback son under the brightest lights in pro football? It's marketing gold. But beyond that, is it football smart? Is it realistic? Let's look at the current state of the Cowboys. Dak is still under contract, making huge money, and while he's put up solid regular season numbers, let's be real, the fan base is restless. They want more than a wild card win and a divisional round exit. They want a Super Bowl, and every year that goes by without one, the pressure builds. Not just on Dak, but on Jerry, on McCarthy, on everyone in the building. So if you're Jerry and you see a chance to hit the reset button, go young, go bold, bring in a quarterback you believe can evolve into a Mahomes-level talent, and bring in one of the most electrifying personalities in coaching with a proven culture-building resume, you've at least got to think about it, right? Now, let's address that $300 million number. Because, whoa, that's a monster bag. Especially for a guy who hasn't thrown a regular season pass in the NFL yet. Is that number real? Probably not in a literal contract on paper sense, like, at least not today. More likely it's a projection of what it might cost to sign Shedeur long term once he proves himself. Or maybe a combination of trade value, brand potential, endorsement package, whatever. You've got to remember, Shedeur isn't just a football player, he's a walking brand. NIL deals, media coverage, social media numbers, that he's bringing eyes, revenue, and attention with him wherever he goes. The Cowboys could easily be calculating not just wins and losses, but views and merchandise and jersey sales. And if Dayon is part of the deal, multiply all of that by 10. The media circus would be unprecedented. Imagine primetime giving post-game pressers at AT and T Stadium, Shedeur dropping dimes, the Cowboys social media team milking every second of it. It would dominate the NFL narrative for years, but let's pump the brakes and look at some real obstacles here. Number 1, Dak's contract. Trading or releasing him would create a massive dead cap hit. And unless another team's willing to take on his deal, not impossible, but tricky, you're left with a huge financial mess. Number 2, Shedeur was drafted by another team. Unless Dallas is making a blockbuster move to trade up, give up multiple first rounders, or somehow get a team to part with a freshly drafted rookie, it's just not happening mid-season. And number 3, is Shedeur ready? I mean, yes, he's talented. Yes, he's been battle-tested at Colorado. But the NFL is a different beast. Rookie quarterbacks often struggle. Even first-rounders don't always pan out. Do you really want to tie your franchise's future and a massive chunk of your cap to a guy who hasn't yet proven it on Sundays? That's a huge gamble, no matter how confident you are. And what about the locker room? Bringing in Shedeur would instantly create a quarterback controversy. Dak's teammates have backed him publicly. Would they rally around a 22-year-old rookie just because his dad is the new coach? And speaking of Dayon, would his larger-than-life personality clash with the Cowboys front office? Or even with Jerry himself? There's only room for one alpha in most organizations, and Dayon isn't known for playing second fiddle to anyone. You better believe the power dynamics would be insane. But still, I can't lie, the idea of Prime and Shedeur leading the Cowboys is straight up Hollywood. It's the kind of move that only happens once in a generation. And maybe that's the point. Maybe Jerry is feeling the clock ticking. Maybe he wants one last big swing before he's done. Hey, maybe he sees in Shedeur not just a quarterback, but a legacy play. A way to redefine the franchise, start a new chapter, and go down as the guy who brought the Sanders dynasty to Dallas. And I'll say this, like, it wouldn't be the first time Jerry pulled off something people said was impossible. Remember when he drafted Zeke early, or traded for Amari, or stuck with Dak when everyone said not to? Jerry plays his own game, and if he believes in this vision, he might just make the impossible happen. So what does it all mean right now? Should Cowboys fans freak out? Should Dak be nervous? Is this smoke leading to fire, or just another off-season fever dream? Look, we don't have confirmed reports yet that this trade has happened, but the fact that it's even being talked about at this volume across sports radio, fan sites, and social media tells you something. There's a hunger for change. There's a sense that something big is coming. And whether it's Shedeur or someone else, I would not be surprised if the Cowboys look very different in the next year or two. So keep your eyes peeled, stay tuned, and remember, in the NFL, where there's smoke, there's often fire. And in Jerry world, that fire usually comes with a 5-alarm siren and a press conference. Anyway, that's all for today's deep dive, folks. If you liked this breakdown, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe for more NFL news, and drop a comment below. Do you want to see Shedeur Sanders in a Cowboys uniform? Would you hand him $300 million? Would you bring Dayon in to coach? Let me know what you think, because I'm telling you, this story is far from over. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.